Season 48, War number 6, and I'm going in with Clairvoyant, Emma Frost, and Mr. Negative, and the bands are Void, White Tiger, and Professor X, and this is a very exciting war for me, because this is the first time I've been able to use my rank 3 Emma Frost. If you didn't see, I rank 3'd her yesterday, and she was already in the war by the time that I hit the rank 3 button, so I waited to take my fights until she was, and then now I get to take 4 fights with her this war, and I'm really excited. But we're going to start against Node 4 Node 4 CGR just as usual. I always get this fight, and it's always pretty much a joke since I got the hang of it. I used to mess this up a little bit, but I've been pretty good since then, and that's the only mistake I make, was getting caught on that dashback. Everything else goes perfectly fine. I'm going to throw my SP2 here, and then I'm going to block his SP2 just to not risk the misstacks. And so we're going to block the tail end like that. Don't counter it, just in case I can get parried. And then I'm going to go for a couple parry heavies, gain some power, and then throw another SP2. And then if that doesn't kill him, he's going to die pretty shortly after. So we can just get a combo from the relic, and then he's going to die. So really easy first fight. And next up, we're going to be fighting Overseer on Node 13, which is more or less a diversity placement. There is a way that Overseer actually takes advantage of these nodes. When he fails your parry with insult to injury, he can do retaliation damage. However, this Overseer was such a low sig that didn't really matter. I'm going to farm X Magic of Prowess early, and Emma is not going to be hitting very hard in this fight just because Inequity and the weakness really make her damage go a lot lower. When I throw this SP2, I'm going to have 50% less attack because of Inequity and the weakness, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Still got a 50k crit, and we're in control of the fight, so it's not a big deal. He's in Cosmic mode here, which is a little annoying, but it's no big deal. We're going for a parry heavy. Emma's Concussion shut off his auto block, which is amazing. Emma's Concussion is really clutch in so many different scenarios, and I actually used it a couple times in this war, I believe. But we're going to go for another SP2, and there we go, crit, and then I'm pretty sure her Concussion is going to catch his auto block once again. It does. It's only a 50% concussion, I'm just getting lucky. And then the Overseer is going to go down just like that. So really nice first fight for her. Was probably the fight I was most worried about for path fights, at least this war. But she did a perfect job, so clearly I didn't need to. Alright, next up we have Kate Bishop on Node 26. This is a diversity placement, and Kate doesn't take advantage of any of the nodes in this fight. It's really just about keeping my X Magic of Prowess up, keeping her ability to evade away, and then we just gain her prowess and then throw the SP2. That's literally all you have to do here. I think she's going to throw a special attack. I'm going to get the dex, and then we're chilling. I throw the SP2. We get 1 crit, but the second hit does not crit. Unfortunate, but that's okay. 28k heavy attack, or 25k heavy attack, and then this Kate is going to go down just like that. So just a little bit more than a 30-second fight. Really, really easy. And next up, we're going to be fighting Mojo with Mr. Negative. And this was my second set of boosts this war. I boosted 3 different times, but for some reason, these negative fights I'm about to take are some of the worst negative fights I've ever done. These are actually so bad, and I'm really embarrassed to show these off, but yeah, these are terrible negative fights, but let's just get into it. So I'm going to open with a parry heavy, and then I'm going to do it again, even though he's going to degen me, and I didn't even think about that. That was a big mistake, and normally I'd be okay if I had my degen resistance up, but I can't really degen resist until I get debuffs active, and I'm not getting debuffs active in the first 5 seconds of the fight, so mistake. Then I miss a parry, so that's cool, and then I'm going to go for a parry heavy, which I shouldn't have done, because now I'm going to use Rich Get Richer to go to 3 bars. I'm also going to eat his SP1 because I charged my heavy late, so here I'm just throwing my SP3, and it's going to do some burst damage to him, but it's not going to be enough to kill him because I only had 13 dark energy. So yeah, that happened. And here, I'm trying to trigger my evade, so I charge my heavy attack, and he just stands there. He's doing absolutely nothing. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Run into my evade, please, so that doesn't happen. The AI is so ridiculous. Okay, so he finally triggers my evade, and I won, but dude, I lost so much health, I'm gonna have to use 3 potions because of that. So, that's unfortunate. But next up we have Node 38 Sasquatch. I've taken this fight countless times. I know what I'm doing, except I'm gonna botch this fight, just like I did the Mojo fight, because for some reason my head was just gone when I was doing these Mr. Negative fights. So basically, I want to get to an SP1 right below 2 bars of power, throw it with 9 light energy, and then I want to rush to SP2. So I'm gonna Dex a special 1, go for a parry, and then I'm gonna throw my SP1, convert my energy, and then ramp to SP3. I want the SP3 because right back at it makes it to where I don't have access to any degens, and then I can do burst damage on my SP3. Missed a parry there, that's great. And then I'm going to go back in. We need to get to 3 bars of power as soon as possible. There, I used my relics so that I wouldn't end up having too much energy, like having to dex or parry. But I shouldn't have used the relic because I need it to chain my heavy attack in once he gets into Wrath. And here, I threw my SP3 without charging my heavy attack to convert my energy. For some reason. Like, I don't know where my head was. I just forgot to convert my energy before throwing this. So now the burst damage at the end of it is going to do like half the damage it should have done. And I did get some regen out of it, but also, who cares when I could have just 1 SP3'd him if I did that right. I probably couldn't have 1 SP3'd him actually, because I need him in Wrath to do that, because I need his protection stuff to go away from Wrath. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to 1 SP3 him, but also his health would be way lower than it is now if I played that right. So here I'm in my corner, which I'm feeling fine about. I mess up there trying to counter his heavy attack too early, but I'm pretty sure that's the only mistake I make when he's in Wrath. Dex the specials, perfectly fine. And then I need to go to SP3 again. We have my light energy all built up, and I'm going to convert it there, except it triggered unfazed, because everyone has unfazed now that master loadouts exist. So that's unfortunate, but he throws his SP1 and then he's going to die. So again, like I talked about the protection from his Wrath charges, well, the protection from his Wrath charges here is going to actually be very impactful, because this is almost going to not kill him. Luckily it does though, on the last tick, so those were so bad. Those negative fights were terrible, but luckily we're back to Emma fights, and then I have a Claire fight, so we're gonna activate the big boy boosts for this one because I refuse to die in this war, and we're gonna be fighting Node 41 Zemo. And I actually had to convince my officer to let me take this one, but I was like, you know, Emma can do it super easily, it's not a big deal. And you're going to see exactly why in just a second. I think my officer might have wanted me to try to take a different fight in that mini cluster, and that was the big reason. Either way, this is a complete joke for Emma, and you're going to see that in just a second. When we throw this SB2, and we get a 67k crit and then a 157k crit. So there's that again. That was a 210 damage SP2 that was in 25 seconds. So that was good. That was the only fight where power backs actually mattered, aside from my path fights where I just didn't use one because I didn't need it. Because I'm going to have one more Emma fight, but power backs will not be useful for it. I'll get to that later, but first we have this Claire fight, and I am switching to my Mystic power backs just to make this easier and make my power control better. Usually I'm fighting Adam Warlock on this node. Adam Warlock was placed on node 46 instead, which is weird, and my officer destroyed Adam on 46, so it didn't seem like it was worth it. But also this Nova is arguably easier than Adam is on this node, just because Claire shuts him down like almost as good as she shuts down Adam. So you can just see me power controlling this fight and not letting him throw any special attacks because I don't need him to when I have power control like this. I'm just spamming my SP2s, and power back boosts are letting me cycle my own SP2s. It's pretty crazy. There's not much to say because he's literally just getting spammed SP2'd, and he can't throw any special attacks because as soon as I throw my special 2, I'm anti-baiting them and then throwing my next SP2, and then just keep repeating that. So yeah, this fight's a total joke. He's gonna die in the SP2 after this one, I believe. And yeah, that was Node 47 Nova. Really easy. That went super well, and I'm happy with how that went. So there we go. Last fight of the war against Node 49 Killmonger. And if you didn't see my war video from War 5, the last war, I died to this fight. And it was largely because I missed a bunch of parries, and I knew I could do it. And I had a rank 2 Emma last war too, which is worth mentioning. So now I have equal ranks. I knew I could do this fight after I died. I knew I could make it work. And before someone says, hey, you should have activated recoil masteries for this fight, I don't own them, so I can't really do that. So yeah, basically in this fight, you literally just hit the opponent and stay in diamond form to where you're permanently stun immune and permanently ridiculously tanky. And that's literally how you win this fight, just by 5-hit comboing him to death and trying to watch out for reverberation. Because that's the big risk in this fight, reverb, and if you get cornered, that's also pretty bad, so we're just not going to get cornered. So I throw my heavy attack here. I need him to throw his SP1 so that his reverb is less potent. And yeah, so like I said, mutant powerbacks obviously don't matter here because I'm not throwing any special attacks, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm winning the health race by a lot, and yeah, there's not much else to say at the moment. I can talk about the Bullseye boss. I didn't get a Bullseye boss because Sunspot was unbanned, so we were always going to send Sunspot there just because of how easily Sunspot does the fight. And in the future, though, I will probably be getting Bullseye bosses if Sunspot continues to be banned, because we do not have a very high-ranked Domino in my battle group. And I also know Emma can do Bullseye bosses, so hopefully I can get one soon because I'm really excited if I can. I know she can do Bullseye bosses, and I really want to show that. But anyway, back to this Killmonger. I'm still winning the health race. I lost a little bit of health from brute force there, but I'm feeling very confident here. Like, I'm pretty sure while I was taking this fight, I was smiling because I'm like, I got this. I have my revenge kill. I died to this exact fight last war, and I'm getting the revenge kill right now, which always are the best kills in war. I already had one against Serpent when I died to him in War 2 and then destroyed him in War 4, and I'm about to get another one against this Killmonger. I'm so tanky in this fight. Even if I take a combo, there's no risk of dying. I'd have to take like multiple combos, miss multiple parries to die at this point. He's at 17%. And I just need him to throw a special attack. We activate his reverb with him at very low power, so not losing a lot of health there. And then he's just about to die, 8%, and then I'm going to throw the relic, and then he's going to die with 1 medium right after, and that is my revenge kill against 49 Killmonger. 4 Emma fights, 4 absolutely destructive Emma fights. She did so well for them. Really happy with how they went. And yeah, 2-minute and 30-second fight, just because that fight without recoils is still long, and I'm not throwing any special attacks, so I'm really happy with how that went still. The war is currently not over, but we did secure the win because we finished our all 3 of our BGs, and we had more Defender KOs, so the war is over. We have won that. We are now 3-3. So still 6 more wars in the season, and hopefully in the next war or the some after that, I'll be getting Bullseye bosses because I'm really excited to show off Emma for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.